Alright, folks. Just making sure that's recording. Okay. Um, I'm going to make this quick and painless. Typically, I take my time with videos like this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and restart it. Nope. Nope, I'm not. I'm just going to stick with it. 18 seconds in. Okay. So, it's a Friday afternoon. I'm sitting in the Mac lab all by myself after having spent hours putting the hours in being a TA for a certain class um, for a professor that I love, but at the same time I'm very frustrated right now because I want to dismiss everything, dismiss the students because it's their lack of attentiveness to the class that is making me be here on a Friday afternoon when classes are over. Um, all this to say, as I sit here and reflect on the things that I really truly learned, I'm not even going to go through my leadership manifesto because I would rather just say what I've truly learned in this class. I know that ethically, when I signed on to be a TA, this is what I signed on to do. And, I know it also goes back to character and all those other things, but the reality is that just as easily as I could not be accountable to the students and to the professor because at this point they've kind of checked out. Um, but I'm here and I'm being true. So let me go through some of the few things that I've really come to appreciate from this class and what I found on a daily basis I've regurgitated to someone at some different time. Um, I mean, the fact is the word ethics has become more used in my vocabulary than it ever has been ever in my entire life. And I've always considered myself to be a really good person, because I have values and beliefs, and I don't mean quotations that I don't have those things. Whatever. Whoever's watching this, Jaren or Richard, please laugh at me. Gosh. But the truth is, this class has made me question at the end of the day, am I truly ethical? I know, just like most everyone, I make choices based on my own values and justifications, and at the end of the day, I want to believe that everything that I did was the right choice or the best choice, but was it the most ethical choice? More than anything else, that has become a question that I face with my decisions, such as being a TA and whether or not I'm going to put in the long hours or not. Something I also talk about quite a bit with people is when we had our class about the Superman versus Batman and what distinguishes the two. I have a very close friend who is extremely moral and ethical and viewed as a pillar of character. And to be quite honest, I've dealt with my own jealousies of that because I've always thought, well, what's the difference between so and so and I? But the truth is, she's Superman and I'm Batman. In other words, she lives above reproach and she embraces the light, and sometimes comes across as not quite as approachable or relatable as maybe someone who is open with their mistakes and flaws. Um, Whereas, and again, I'm Batman, and sometimes I embrace the shadows of life, and sometimes um, because of my own emotions and my personality and whatnot, perhaps I see moments when ethically it's better to embrace the shadows. I don't quite know how to better explain that other than, again, I find that it makes me more relatable and it gives me more opportunities to be authentic with my followers. But I do know at the end of the day, because of our class, that there should be a balance of both. That we should be able to embrace both the light and the darkness and in our ethical decisions. Some other big things that I've really learned as I've rambled about all this, about how leadership can really create evil. Approaching our conversations in class, I thought evil was something that is not human, that is something that is actually not of this world, that it's something that more so is caused by demonic presences and that kind of thing. And although I stand by that, I now recognize that because of my own influence and capacity to create actual infrastructures and systems for other people to fall into place, I have the power to create evil, if you will, or create opportunities for evil to thrive. And so in the opposite respect, it's my job as a leader to create quality atmospheres and climates for ethical accountability. Again, going back to things that we've talked about in class. So constantly striving to create very sound relationships and transparent relationships where open conversations and accountability can be had ethically. That's how you create great atmospheres for ethical accountability. I'm being redundant. Sorry about that. And then maybe some last things that I've truly learned from this class. You know, the class that we had when we went outside and we were all assigned different, or most of us were assigned different labels of basically unfairness or minority statuses, demographics that may or may not apply to us. I learned quite a bit, even though I always thought that I was someone that could be very empathetic and could easily step outside of my own self to see someone else's perspective, that I wasn't like my counterparts, for example, as a staunch Christian who, you know, can't quite see how other people might feel. Having that opportunity to represent atheism and also to see other demographics represented as well that may feel like they're discriminated against and not given the same opportunities for success. It really hit home, and it made sense that in this society, everyone can feel that way in varying degrees. And it's the varying degrees that requires special attentiveness as a leader to make sure that we are being fair and that it's not just utilitarianism, or it's not just special attention to the loudest voices, I guess. And I'm at 7 minutes, and I don't think I was supposed to go that long. But that being said, I was supposed to leave with a quote, and I'll probably just include it in the tweet as well. But the quote that I found that I thought was kind of funny, sorry, bear with me. There she is. Okay. I'm very much a Christian in ideals and ethics, especially in terms of belief in fairness, a deep set of obligation to others, and the virtues of charity, tolerance, and generosity that we associate with traditional Christian teaching. And that was by E.O. Wilson. This quote really sums up what I was just trying to say about fairness and how everything hit home. If I truly profess to be a Christian and allow those values and beliefs to guide my ethics, it has to spill over into the areas of tolerance and my obligation to truly being generous to others, especially when things aren't fair. So with that being said, Jaron and Richard and Dr. Anaro, thank you so much for an incredible class. It's really my favorite class I think I've had my whole, all in all. Like I've grown more from it than any other class that I've had. That's the truth. So, thank you. I'll see y'all soon.